Yeah. Was the song that hit me right? Well, it's like I saw the moon, and then like a song emerged in my mind, and I was like entranced by it. True story, cool story, bro. Of course, yeah. I saw the moon, and I was inspired to write a song. That strawberry moon is coming in. Strawberry moon forever. Strawberry fields forever. Yeah, the strawberry moon is June, full moon June, 11th this Wednesday. My dog is going crazy with the Tula's going nuts with the toy, with the squeaky toy. It's a bit distracting, to say the least. Like a green-eyed blonde with big tits. Ah. Yeah. That's like 26 years old. Yeah. Yeah, a guy was 41 and he got kind of lucky. You know, I don't know if he was a big success in his life or anything, but he got like a 22-year-old blonde nurse. Yeah, but that's kind of an age difference right there. I know that's every like 40-year-old guy's dream is to get like a 25-year-old wife or something, but or every 35-year-old guy's dream is to get like a 21-year-old babe or something. Yeah, I guess that is a dream. Yeah. But I think sometimes the age gap can make the relationships difficult. But they do say love is love, as the old story goes. I don't know, maybe he was a sugar daddy. He could have been a loser. I don't know. He did get lucky. He wasn't particularly handsome. This woman was like already a nurse at like 22. Just kind of a successful girl. So I guess some of these guys, they're like, some of these wicked guys, they're like, oh, I'm not going to let this blonde pretty thing go because, you know, she's mine. She's my property is like what they think. And then the Gabby Petito effect, right? So the guy's like, no, you're mine. You can never leave. Like, because I know you're cute, you're beautiful, you're smart, so you're mine then. Right? Yeah. Actually, this couple, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie didn't get married. I think it was like he was too broke and too much of a loser to get her a diamond ring or something. I think he got like one of those rings out of the fucking, you know, the machine or something. Got the mood ring, the plastic ring or something, some shit like that. Baby, one day I'll buy you a proper diamond. That kind of bullshit. The vending machine diamond ring, or the fake ring, the cheap ring, the plastic one. Some shit like that, or matching bracelets Or necklaces. Oh, it sounds ridiculous. The Petito. Gabby Petito. Yeah. Yeah, that was a cute girl, huh? No doubt. She was a sunshine sensation for sure. I'm sure Brian Laundrie got really jealous, you know. Like, she was working at a cafe and probably like all the guys were like, ooh, look at this. Yeah, like old men were like fantasizing in there. If I was just a little bit younger, I'd ask for your phone number, young lady. Okay, the Tula is being a nuisance. Just making fucking noises. So, but if there's a young blonde girl like in an abusive relationship out there, and the guy's like, you know, maybe you're thinking about leaving the guy, and maybe your mom's telling you, hey, you need to leave this guy, and your whole family and all your friends are telling you, hey, you should probably divorce this guy or leave this guy, get out of harm's way. And then he's like, yeah, Beth, let's go on a trip to the deep, deep wilderness. Yeah, that's probably a bad sign. Let's take a trip, my sweet love, to the dankest, deepest wilderness we can find. One of us will mysteriously make it back. Yeah. I'll just turn my volume up. The Hangover movie turned 16 years old today, so I decided to celebrate. So what's the pitch meeting for The Hangover? All right, they have these 4 friends, right? And they go to Vegas for a bachelor party, and they get fucked up. And they don't remember what happened. And they have to figure it out when they wake up the next day. The best friend goes missing, the groom. And the executive was like, yes, that's it. And there's a baby, and there's a tiger, and Mike Tyson, and fucking a queer Asian guy, and like, there's adventures. Yeah. Well, Las Vegas. If you're making if you're making a comedy movie, Las Vegas isn't a bad place to have some shenanigans. Yeah, so I stayed at the MGM Grand when my parents. I even have the DVD of me farting in Vegas. The camcorder was playing. We went to Vegas like it was over 30 years ago, in the early 1990s, and on the camcorder, I was going towards my hotel bed, and we caught a little a fart for the camera, and proud moment in my life, of course, farting on Vegas. It's a good one. Some people have Leave in Las Vegas. Some people have Viva Las Vegas. I have fart in Las Vegas. So everybody has a different kind of Vegas memory there. They had the dust particles. That's the first thing I saw that I wasn't used to coming from Houston, Texas. I saw the dust storm, mud storm. I was like, what? What the fuck? I'm on fucking Mars or something? I mean, what the fuck? Yeah. I'm on fucking Mars. Nobody sent me the memo. That's for sure. Yeah. So I guess it was cool seeing my first dust storm. There's a dust storm coming in, Annie. You need to get to safety. They have the old lady in Star Wars Episode 1 of Phantom Menace. It's like, there's a dust storm coming in, Annie. We gotta get out. It was like cheesy. It was like cheesy in a good way though, not like cheesy in a bad way. Like when he's in this starfighter and he's like, yippee. Looks like a rough one out there, honey. Yeah. This is called Saturday Night. Fuck yeah. And that's when you hit that burp note, similar to a fart note. You want it to be and that's the one that sells the records right there. That's what the name of the game is, to sell those downloads, or sell those streams, sell those albums, sell those CDs. Or let's call it, in the business world, let's move them units. Yeah, I'll move a unit, all right. Oh yeah. But yeah, it's all about moving those units. It kind of sounds like Landed on my brain and the student of the teacher. I forgot who sings that, but that was like from an old band. No, it wasn't Everclear. Was it Everclear? Yeah, I had Everclear before. Believe it or not, some guy who likes to drink Everclear. That multi-grain, whatever the neutral grain alcohol, high alcohol content. Man, that shit's like drinking gasoline. But a lot of people, they would say, at parties and everything, like, "Hey man, we're hitting the Everclear." It's like, whoa, and that was kind of like, oh, Everclear. Yeah, we got the Everclear. And so, yeah. One time, I think in Arkansas, I went out with my coworkers that had this house party. And they're kind of like these hippie dudes and shit, like guys. It was 420, so we had a 420 party. Is the guy, Jared was like, "Hey man, we're going to have a 420 party." I go, "What is that?" Like 420, man, it's International Weed Smoking Day. So we got to have a party. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I did not know that." Back then I didn't know what it was. People that had a party on 420. So when we went to the liquor store in Arkansas, we got Everclear. I don't know why I thought something that nasty. I mixed it with I bought Big Red or something. I was being silly. And so I bought Big Red with it. Don't know why. It was just funny to buy Big Red with liquor, right? Because it's Big Red. That shit, as it turns out, the Big Red and Everclear was nasty. It was a bad decision. So, it was motherfucking nasty. Actually, that wasn't the most annoying part of the party. Everything else was cool about the party. Just people drinking and smoking weed and shit. The really annoying part of the party was that in the garage, where I slept because I didn't drink and drive, the guy let his dog shit everywhere in the garage, so it smelled like fucking dog shit. And so I was very happy to leave after the party was over because they didn't clean up the shit. They just let the dog turds. They were fucking everywhere, Yeah, so it was very smelly. There wasn't another place to sleep. It was just like a crappy couch in the garage. I was 25, so I didn't give a rat's ass except for the dog shit smell. Nasty. I don't know. It was maybe it was sort of like an embarrassing moment for me, but I guess their marijuana was really, really, really good. And so we were in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and we got the munchies because we had just smoked weed before this 420 party. And then, so I went into the, I remember they used to have Pizza Inns in Houston, but they don't really have Pizza Inns anymore. They still have Pizza Huts, and they still have Domino's and Papa John's, and they even have a Mr. Gotti's, believe it or not. But they don't have Pizza Inns in Houston anymore. I remember when I was a kid, back in the day, I think they had them. But anyway, so it was amazing to stop into the Pizza Inn. Because I was like, man, I got to take a piss. And I remember walking into the Pizza Inn, but I'm fucking ripped. And I'm walking in there looking for the restroom. I walk into the dining room and there's people everywhere. And I'm just so fucking stoned I can't find the restroom. I guess that was some good shit. So I was like, Yeah, you don't know where the restroom is at? I'm stoned. Yeah, so I haven't been to a Pizza Inn since I was 9 years old or something. I don't know. I'm in a different country, a different state, a different city. Might as well be a different country. You're in Arkansas. All right, time to roll. Yeah. Do I miss Pizza Inn? I don't think there's anything special about Pizza Inn. Maybe just childhood memories, like Mr. Gotti's. I don't really miss it. I go to Papa John's. Honestly. All right, I'll be back. Love you. Are you all right? Oh, Tula got you? Oh, no. Okay. Oh, no. I'll be back. Oh, well. It's time for the moonlight night. That's a really nice night before the 100 degrees tomorrow, so tomorrow's gonna be shit. Hey. Hey. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Have a good night. Okay, got the cerveza. Acquired cerveza. Acquired lottery tickets. So there it is. But yeah. Yeah. Cerveza. Ice cold cerveza. Yo, what's up? Ice cold cerveza in the place, sir. Hopefully the police don't deploy the taser. Captain Kirk breaks out his phasers. Oh yeah. Yeah, William Shatner is going strong. Yeah, he's afraid of not being relevant, or he's afraid of dying. So he always keeps it pretty. I don't know if that means he's like selfish or he's full of himself or some shit, but like he's a narcissist. But oh, definitely he's afraid of not being a star. Definitely he's afraid of not being seen and heard. Definitely, without a doubt. Yeah, I didn't click on when it said the article was Miley Cyrus shows her titties. I was like, that woman is getting so desperate for attention, it's ridiculous. So I didn't even click on that article because I was just sick of it. Sick of hearing about Miley motherfucking Cyrus. Like, I don't give a shit at all. She can go butt naked fucking in a parade. I wouldn't give a damn. Doesn't matter to me. It's not important. Like, Miley Cyrus knows that nobody gives a crap about her, like even her looks or anything. I mean, she's just a regular girl. At the end of the day, they got lucky. That rode the back of her father, who had a one-hit wonder himself and got lucky. And that's it. And And our music isn't that fucking good anyway. Never was. I'm back. Love you. Whew. Oh. Oh. Yeah. What the? Computer. Computers. 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 Nigga gave me a popcorn bag. What the fuck? Cheap ass motherfuckers. Alright. The popcorn bag. What's a cheap ass motherfucker? Cheap ass niggas. The boot of destiny is here. The beer of destiny. Yeah. Got that beer. It's got a big head on it. Like my dick. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, you got hit so you got the claws of that. That's what. Oh, so everybody in the 60s gets that? Oh, okay. Oh.
When you start getting in your 60s and late 60s.
You start to get skin rip?
Yeah, anything hit your arm in terms of purple or
Oh, no.
cuts in it or.
All right. Got the beer. Oh, yay. Summer beers. So we got the beer boot. And then we have the mixed drink action going on over here. The cocktail or whatever. Mix that up. Mix that Wheeler Elixir up and we're ready. We're ready for Nirvana. We're ready for Swervana. Yeah, if you got in a car, you'd be in Swervana. Yeah, the Houston drunk driving stories have been pretty crazy. They've been like guys going at like 80 miles per hour and fucking. Yeah, they pulled a Keith Moon the other day. Somebody got fucked up and drove a car through a brick wall, and then into a pool, a community pool. But like people were in there. Yeah. So there were some injuries. I don't think there was any fatalities. Pulled a fucking Keith Moon. That's classic. Getting so wasted you drive into a house and drive into a pool. That's some Who Keith Moon shit. Yeah. They don't do classics like that very often, but people out there doing classics. Classic DWI behavior. Classic irresponsible behavior. All right. Keith Moon is up there in heaven. The former drummer of The Who died at 32 years old. So he was a big, drunkard. I mean, major, like insane. And to say he had a drinking problem was an understatement, I would say. But he was an extreme kind of guy. And, no breaks, right? So Keith Moon was just doing shit, being wild, being creative, He was being crazy. He was. Oh, did he kill some people before? I forgot. Did Keith Moon kill a few people before on accident? Yeah, maybe that's why he had to quit too. Is that he started killing people through his irresponsible behavior. So he started to take anti-alcohol pills. Yeah. And then at 32, getting loaded off drugs and stuff with his girlfriend, he drank when he's taking his anti-alcohol pills. And so he, like John Bonham, choked on his own vomit. Choked on his own vomit. Ooh. Keith Moon choked on his own vomit. He died. Yeah, it was John Bonham, Bon Scott, and then Keith Moon all died of choking on their own vomit. Yeah. Choking on your own vomit. Not my kind of way to go out. Yeah. Choking on the vomit after drinking vodka. Choking on the vomit after drinking vodka. The beer. Oh yeah, the next part could be like, get the beer. Choking on the vomit. Get the beer. Yeah, so Miley Cyrus at 32 plus is getting kind of desperate because it's not the Hannah Montana days anymore. It's not even the Wrecking Ball days anymore. It's just she can't buy some press. She's got to flash her titties or something to get any attention anymore. Hey guys, I'm Miley Cyrus. My titties. And the public's just like, well, you're supposed to be an artist, right? So where's the fucking music, though? Like, you're supposed to be having a new album or some shit if you want to be a star, right? You got to actually do something. You can't just flash your titties and show your butt cheeks. I mean, you got to come up with something a little bit more clever, if you want to maintain your star power. When you're getting older and you got competition from Taylor Swift and Beyonce and Katy Perry and Billie Eilish and etc. Yeah, I think that's kind of like the trash thing about the music industry is that all these untalented bitches are famous and make money, and then like really talented women don't. A lot of times don't even make it. So that's really the tragedy of the music industry. There's like so many talented people don't make it in the music industry, and there's so many like really just shitty people or untalented motherfuckers make it. And that's the really bad news. Yeah, there's some artists that I wish that would go away, or supposed artists. You know, maybe Taylor Swift is done. What, she's 35. Beyonce's over 40. Yeah, it's time to hang it up. She's not a cowboy. She's not a cowgirl. Kate Perry, she's not a teenage dream anymore. She's over 42. So she's not a robot or an android or whatever she's trying to be. She's not a cowboy. She's not a princess. She's not a queen. She's not whatever the new fantasy record is. Definitely a long time ago, she was a teenage dream with her candy canes and her perfect tits and her perfect ass and her beautiful face, but not anymore. So, will the youth keep on buying Taylor Swift's breakup songs after 35, after 40? The drama of Taylor Swift? What's Taylor Swift gonna do when she gets wrinkles and she has no children? Ooh, it's gonna be a rough one for her, isn't it? Rough. So either she's a closet lesbian, which that's my theory, is that Taylor Swift is a closet lesbian, and she just pretends to get hooked up with boys and guys just to sell records and just have stuff to write about. And so, to me, she's probably a lesbian. And maybe if she's not a lesbian, then she's at least bisexual or something. Something's going on there. And she's definitely non-committal, that's for sure. So, either Taylor Swift needs to shit or get off the pot, because, mortal time's running out. So you have to shit or get off the pot. So, as my friend's mother used to say. So she's gonna have to marry this football guy and have a few kids, or she's gonna have to admit to the world that she's really a fucking lesbian. Yeah, and dump him and dump Kelsey. So yeah, we'll see what happens if she's gonna come out as a lesbian, or is she gonna get married and have little Swifties. So we'll see, because she's already 35, so there's not much time. I think when does menopause happen for women? Is it like 45 or something, like my age? Yeah. Eventually, those eggs are gonna dry up. Those egg sacs. She's gonna have to get busy pretty soon. She's gonna have to get those eggs inseminated with the sperm for the next generation of Kelseys and Swifties and all that shit. Not a bad job for Travis though. Making his next people. That's not a bad job. Oh man, I gotta knock up Taylor Swift. It's like, oh yeah, it sounds terrible. That's a good job, actually. Get some. Oh yeah. Woo! Create the next generation of human beings. Got that foamy beer. So when in the '90s, I had this drunk step uncle. His name was David. He was dating my aunt Crystal at the time, and he had 2 kids from a previous marriage, and we lived in this apartments called Sandstone Apartments. They lived by Crenshaw in neighborhoods. He could afford a house. He was a big shot. No, he was just real. He just had a good job, and he was just real responsible. And the dollar was really strong back then, and you could actually afford shit. So he was able to buy a house and have kids and afford shit. Yeah, people back, baby boomers, they could afford shit because they had good jobs. They could pay for shit. They could buy houses. They could fucking afford groceries, and if they were somewhat responsible. So back in this place, this magical time called the 1990s. I know that might be a foreign concept to people living in the 2020s. What? A guy could buy a house? He had a girlfriend? What? He had kids from a previous marriage? Yeah. Yeah, he had all that. He had a job that actually paid money? Yeah, and he could afford groceries and electricity and stuff too, and air conditioning. It was amazing times, guys. It was the good old days, without a doubt. But David was one of those old urban cowboys, in Pasadena, Texas, and they had this place. My friend from school, his dad owned it. It was called The Pub, and it was like this honky tonk bar across the road. Of course, me and my friends couldn't go there because we were like 12 years old. So if we were like 21, we probably would have been there, but. So the pub was closer to our apartments, and then my aunt and uncle, Julie and Larry, they lived down the road, and then David and Crystal lived in the house, further down the road by Crenshaw Park in the neighborhood, and it was off Burke and Fairmont Parkway, Burke Road and Fairmont Parkway. When I crossed the street, it was the pub, and then there was like a Jack in a Box, and then there was a Safeway, right? When they had Safeways. They still have Safeways, but I don't know if they have a lot of Safeways in Texas anymore because of H-E-B and Kroger's and whatever. Walmart. I don't think Walmart was in the grocery business at first, and then Walmart expanded into the grocery business and started to compete with H-E-B and Kroger's and Albertsons and Randall's and stuff and Safeway, yeah. So I think at first Walmart didn't have any food, right? Or they didn't have a grocery section, yeah. And then I think at first Walmart was just retail, regular retail, like electronics and textiles and they had automotive. I don't think they always had a grocery department. I think that was later. Yeah, there's something like from my childhood from the 1980s that I do miss, which is Kmart. I do kind of miss Kmart. Yeah, because they had the blue light special and the big K, the big orange K. It was pretty iconic, really, to be honest. Kmart was quite iconic, yeah. I honestly would rather have Kmart survive than fucking Target, So, in my personal opinion. I don't hate Targets, but I'd prefer that Kmart was still around. Yeah. What's another one I miss? Sears Roebuck? Yeah, I miss the Sears. I don't know, that reminds me of like my grandpa or something. So that's why it's like nostalgic. I'm like, oh, my grandpa probably used to shop here, right? Sears, it's like, you got the riding lawnmower and the fucking appliances and You know, when Sears was a thing. Sears Robot Company. So my Uncle David liked to drink. But he was responsible, though, most of the time. So, had a few DWIs in the 1990s. A few Deweys, DUIs. Or, yeah, they call it Deweys. Where he gets pulled over for drunk driving. Yeah, they call it Deweys, I think. DUIs. He only got 2, but in Texas, they made Mothers Against Drunk Driving. They made a 3 strikes and you're outlaw. So, like, in Texas, if you got, like, 3 Deweys or DWIs, you get, like a lot of prison time. So, thank God he didn't get that 3rd one. Until way later, he got a 3rd one when he was, like, way older. But thank God he didn't get it at that time, because they started to make really strict drunk driving laws in Texas where, you know, there's no humor in it because of many deaths and accidents and shenanigans and so forth. So maybe David already had 2 DWIs, and so he didn't want to get a 3rd one. So he just thought, well, you know, my relatives and my family are around here, so I'm just gonna go crash at their place if I got too sauced at the pub. All he's got to do is cross the street and then, I guess, follow somebody into the gate, or, you know, maybe there's like a broken like door into the apartments or something like that. I know he wasn't fucking jumping the fences like we were when we were like 12 and 13. So he wasn't jumping the fence and heading to Safeway. Right? So I just remember, like, my cousin was staying the night and it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. You know, we were up playing Nintendo or watching Indiana Jones or whatever because we were like 12. And my uncle comes up and he's like in full cowboy outfit, and we hear knock knock or ding on the apartment door. You know, I look through the peephole and I'm like, oh, that's Uncle David. My mom gets up and shit, and he's like, he goes, I'm plastered. He goes, I'm plastered. And then, like, my mom's like, oh yeah, he can crash on the couch. It's Uncle David. It's fine. She's like, you boys, you gotta go back to the room and play Nintendo or whatever and go to bed. And then, so then the next morning I woke up and my step uncle David, he's like, this is my aunt's boyfriend. They never got married. So he's like, there, no shirt, no pants. He took all that shit off. He has a blue fucking Speedo on. And I'm like, oh fuck. Then my mom's like, ah, and then she like puts the cover on him because he has a blue thong on, dude, a blue Speedo underwear. We're like, oh my god, yeah, that was more than we wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah. Not into that shit. Ha 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 ha. That's Uncle David. I just like, one thing I love about it is that it was unexpected. And then he's like, I'm plastered. That was probably the funniest part. Probably the blue thong part was kind of funny, but not as funny as like, I'm plastered. That's more like, I'm shipwrecked. Yeah. Oh, what do we do before social media? We watched TV and movies, and we we used these things called telephones and radios and like Nintendos and things of that nature. Nintendos, radios, Cheerios. We used it all back then. And books, we used Biblios. I just want to say O's on whatever it was. We went to the rodeo. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of miss the radio. I guess what I really miss about the radio is that it's random. I know the internet seems random. I know it is, but really, the internet is like an algorithm. It's like a format. It's not as free and wild as radio was, really. Honestly, it's like, think about it. Like on the internet, the news, it's the same stories. It's the same people talking about the same shit all the time. So, okay. Ben Shapiro, for instance, it's like, all right, the Jews get attacked. He's a Jew. And then he's like, oh, the Jews got attacked, the anti-Semitism. And then it's like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing for years. And it's the same fucking thing. It, like, in the radio, at least in the radio, you listen to an old radio, and it's like they play different songs in different styles, and you're like, oh, it's different. Like there's a lot of changes going on. But like, the internet pretends to be like some creative utopia, but really the internet is a creative bankrupt dystopia. It's not like... I would say at first I was excited about artificial intelligence and the like creative possibilities of it, but the more it evolves, the more I get the more that I'm less excited about it, actually. I was extremely excited about AI. I said, oh wow, this is like a turning point, This is like, wow, this is technological evolution. I might get to live to see that even further in my life than I've seen it already. This is pretty exciting. And then I was like, oh, you know what? It's just the next thing. And I'm like, oh, God, it's lame. Now, they're like, oh, the AI can talk. Ooh, look, it can think. Wake me up when they say the AI has consciousness or something. And I'll be like, ooh, ooh. Oh, so if it has consciousness, then it can murder people. Fucking great. Because you got to be conscious to hurt some people, right? You got to actually intend to do that. You got to have a willpower. You got to have a brain. You got to have an operating unit, an operating system. So you got to have a graphical user interface and all that. GPU. GUI, I'm sorry. GUI, my bad. CPU, GUI. AI, the next thing. And what's the next thing after that? Robots. And then there's, obviously AI is going to be used for military purposes and for killing people. And not just national defense, but national offense. So, obviously AI is going to be, they're going to make robot soldiers and shit like that. We already have drone warfare already in high gear. We've seen plenty of terror attacks in the United States and other countries, but we haven't been directly drone attacked yet by a swarm of drones. I figure a criminal organization or a crazy person is going to spend a lot of time creating armies of drones to create a swarm attack on unsuspecting victims. Or this might be an attack from foreign adversaries, the Chinese Communist Party or the Russian Federation, the North Koreans or Iran, or whoever, or whatever kind of terrorist organization could get their hands on that sort of material and technology. So, unfortunately, now when a man hits me in the face or chokes me to death, at least I know it's a man. But imagine, at least at Pearl Harbor, they when the U.S. servicemen and the Hawaiians were getting attacked at Pearl Harbor, the prelude to World War II in the Pacific Theater. At least they knew that they were getting attacked by men, people that felt and were alive. Imagine you're still getting attacked by men if you get attacked by drones, but when it kills you, you're dying and you're like, oh, okay. Well, I might have been the planning phase of the killing was done by people, by human beings, but the actual murder itself was done by autonomous AI robots that didn't feel a damn thing when it killed me. And that's worse. It didn't feel anything. It didn't think anything. It didn't consider the people it killed at all. It just did a job. You just programmed it to kill people and it did it, just like Terminators. Now, unfortunately, that's the brave new world that we're entering in. We're already here. Yeah. It just gets scarier from here, folks. I would like to tell people that the ride's going to get easier, but that would be naive. I'm a dreamer. Sure, I'm not the only one, but it doesn't matter. Because the cold, stark reality is going to hit everybody and slap us all in the face, no matter how much we fantasize or dream about a better world. The Police song, from Outlandos de Amor, the Outlaws of Love, the first Police record. The truth hits everyone, the truth hits everybody. Yeah, I like that song, The Truth Hits. The truth hits everyone, the truth hits everybody. That truth is going to hit us. It's already hitting us. So it's just going to continue to pound us. The truth hits everybody. The truth hits everyone. Yeah, that's a great Police song. I really love that one. I know they get disrespected for their sophomore effort, Regatta de Blanc, or White Reggae. However, I think that's... I actually like that one. It has a lot of interesting titles, interesting selections. It's not very strong. It's not... It kind of feels like... Regatta de Blanc kind of feels like it's not structured well to leave an impact. So it's not like... Especially towards the end, it doesn't really finish well. It kind of has a lot of meandering tracks, a lot of post-punk tracks. So I love the post-punk. I love the experimentation, but not everybody else is going to feel that way about Regatta de Blanc. So, of course, there's Walking on the Moon. A song about suicide called Bring on the Night, which is taken from T.S. Eliot. Gordon Sumner, the singer of the Police, was an English teacher before he was well, I guess he was an English teacher and then he was a musician and all that at the same time. So it was kind of happening concurrently. And so T.S. Eliot, loves love song of Alfred J. Prufrock. So he's quoting that in Bring on the Night. No, I like the song in Regatta de Blanc, the sophomore album of the Police. I like the title, The Other Way of Stopping. I just like the. Of course, this is the anniversary this year of Zenyatta Mondatta, the legendary Police album from October 1980, the year I was born. Yeah, Zenyatta Mondatta. Oh man. Do do da do da da da. That's all I want to say to you. Yeah, there's a lot of great Police hits, amazing hits that they did. Yeah. An extremely powerful and talented band, for sure. Just they kind of collapse under the weight of their own greatness, which not everybody in every band could ever say, but that's definitely a case where they were so strong that it was almost their Achilles heel. Yeah, they were so popular, they were so successful. It was almost their own bane in their own. I guess a central problem of the Police band is that, Gordon Sumner, Sting, was such a talented songwriter and singer and multi-instrumentalist that he didn't really need anybody. So he didn't need anybody. Yeah. It was like, well, he could do everything. He could do it all. And so it's not like he needed Andy Summers or Stuart Copeland necessarily. He just didn't need them. And eventually, unfortunately, that unfolded. I would have loved to have heard, maybe a sixth Police record, a seventh Police record or something, eighth Police. I mean, they might have all been excellent. So I don't think they would have been shite. If they made a horrible record, I would have been, shocked, because those 5 records they made are like pretty high quality. So the 5 Police records are as follows: Outlandos de Amor, Outlaws of Love. Number 2 is Regata de Blanc, or White Reggae. Zenyatta Mundata, The Ghost in the Machine. And their final record's called Synchronicity. Synchronicity was the 5th record was made in 1983. So yeah, I was wrong about the order of the Chronicles of Narnia. I looked it up. The Silver Chair isn't the last book. It's called The Last Battle, which is really anticlimactic. So I probably didn't want to remember that it was that generic, because I want to remember the more poetic titles of the fantasy series. And so I suppose the Chronicles of Narnia is disappointing. It's disappointing, and it's not because of Christian allegory necessarily. What's really disappointing about it is that it can never really top the heights of Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and it kind of just goes downhill after that. Prince, Caspian, and it just kind of goes. That's why the movie series of Chronicles of Narnia didn't do that well. It's not that people weren't ready to get into it. It's just that people were ready to get into it. From at least the strength of C.S. Lewis and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. But as the films progressed, people realized it wasn't Lord of the Rings. It wasn't Harry Potter. It wasn't even Dark Tower. It wasn't even Stephen King. Now, I never read the entire 7-book Dark Tower series. I would like to, maybe before I die. I've read plenty of Ernest Hemingway, but maybe not enough Stephen King. Maybe I thought it was commercial fiction. A lot of people tell me that the Dark Tower series is really good. So I'm kind of curious about reading a long-form series like that. And I read the synopsis of it, and I've seen the videos on YouTube of people telling me about the different books. They have sand and glass and all of that. the Dark Tower series, all the novels in the series, by Stephen King. You know, the master. I know he's an uber liberal from Maine, and there's a lot of uber liberals from Maine. Uh, is there a time when I won't buy your art just because we disagree on politics in America or political parties or whatever? It depends. Now, I still have a love for Stephen King as an artist. As a politician, as someone who comments on politics, I don't respect his opinion about that at fucking all. So, in terms of being a great horror, fantasy, sci-fi artist, tits, great. In terms of somebody telling me about politics and about America, well, that's different. That's not the same thing. So, I'm going to hold Bruce Springsteen and Robert De Niro and Alec Baldwin accountable for their Trump derangement syndrome. For Stephen King, I'm not going to really hate on him so much because I'd rather remember his legacy rather than shit on him before he gets too old and passes away. So I'm going to give Stephen King a pass, not because he deserves it, but because I respect his work as an artist, as a writer. So, boo, I'm going to take him off the shit list. Not because he particularly earned it, but because of his prior work. So, you know, there's some redeeming qualities to his sci-fi and horror and literature that I admire and respect. So, and as an American citizen, he is entitled to his opinions and his political views, as all Americans are. And they're entitled to their vote, and they're entitled to all benefits of being an American citizen, constitutional rights, liberties, freedoms, and all of those things that we distinctively as Americans, because our people paid the price of blood for us to gain those freedoms and to exercise them thereof. So, yeah, I'd like to read the Dark Tower series. I don't know if it's any good. I don't even know if I'll like it. But you know, I've seen a lot of television series and miniseries and films based on Stephen King's work. And it could be fucking lame. Did I think it was a wokeness that infected the Dark Tower movie? They made the man in black white, and they made the white character Deshane black. Yeah, I have nothing against Matthew McConaughey. I have nothing against that dude Idris Elba or anything. But was the casting decision to make the white guy black and the black guy white, was that really genius? You know, I'm not a racist or anything, but I'm like, what is up with all this race swapping when a character is supposed to be... Look, I heard they're going to make a Black Panther. There's a rumor that it's going to be Ryan Gosling. There's a white Black Panther in the comics or some shit. I'm like, guys, you don't have to race swap that much. All right. Do I think humans are equivocal and equal? Well, I mean, that's some flowery words. I don't think that people are really equal. I really don't. Not in intelligence, not in abilities, not in aptitudes, not in skills. No, not men and women are not created equal. We're a lot different. So we're unique, all of us. And so this idea that we're all one and we're all unique and we have the same IQs and we have the same socioeconomic status and we have the same money and we have the same everything, it's not true. It's not true. Not everybody has the same IQ. Not everybody makes the same money. Not everybody goes home and fucks the prom queen. Not everybody wins. It's not. If it was equal system, then everybody would fucking win, right? It's not. So in theory, in application of the law, maybe that's true. But in reality, somebody always gets ahead. A bigger fish always gets more piece of the pie than a smaller fish. That's just, the reality. Okay. Case in point. A guy, his family saved for years for him to get thousands of money to go to the prestigious Cornell University or Harvard or Yale or whatever. And so one guy graduates high school. His grandmother saved for him amazing amounts of money to go to college. Maybe $500,000, maybe $700,000, maybe a fucking million. All right. Another guy, he graduated high school. He doesn't have shit because no one saves shit for him. Well, what's going to happen to that guy? Well, he'll see at the local Taco Bell because that's what's going to go down. That's not men and women created equal. That's not equal. There's no equality in that. All right. So when the Zuckerberg goes to college, when the girl or the boy grows up, there's a lot of people who aren't going to have $300 billion. You tell me that men and women are creative equal and their aptitudes and their socioeconomic and class and abilities are all equalized. That's bullshit. And so it's a nice fantasy to tell people that they're equal. Everybody's equal. Men and women, they all have the same aptitudes, abilities, and opportunities. Bull fucking shit. Time to refill the beer. Ooh. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, the quilt is coming out. David Byrne.
Yeah. Is this my house?
Yeah. This is not my house.
Yeah.
This is not how beautiful I am. When the days go by, let the water holds you down. Cancel the blue again, at the money's gone. Once a lifetime. Oh. Oh yeah. Burning down the house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's classic. Classic. Same as it ever was. I didn't remember where my hand was. Time isn't asking us. Time doesn't think of us. Same as it ever was. Time isn't holding us. Time doesn't ask of us. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Yeah. Men and women are created equal. Not just in theory, but in fact. That's Ronald Reagan. That's a Ronald Reagan speech, right? Yeah. Men and women are created equal. Not just in theory, but in fact. I remember that part of the speech, right? Kind of came back a little bit, little parts of it. Now, are men and women are created equal? Really? They have the same opportunities, the same dreams, the same everything. Ooh. The same outcomes, the same opportunities, and the same outcomes. I don't know about all that. When you're young, you drive by cemeteries all the time. When you're young, you drive by cemeteries and go, you know what, that's not going to be me. I'm not dead. Yeah. So when you're young, you drive by all the cemeteries, all the rest havens, and you see all the cemetery markers. You think, no, that's not me. I'm alive. Yeah. One day we'll be in that bitch. We'll be in a fucking cemetery. Dead. And it won't just be somebody else who's dead. It'll be us. In there. In the tombs. Underground. Oh, I was just trying to inspire people. I was just trying to uplift people. So every time we drive by the cemetery, go, woo! Look at my next vacation. Look at my next house. My next apartment. It's in that place called the cemetery where we're all dead. Yeah. That's good. A lot of times you think that death happens to other people until it happens to you. You're always like, well, crime is something that happens to other people. All right, death is something that just happens to, other kinds of people. Being broke just happens to other people. Being an incel or laidless, that just happens to other people. Getting evicted, that just happens to other people. It doesn't happen to me. I'm way better than that. All this shit, you know what? Hurricanes and earthquakes, that just happens to other people. Other motherfuckers. It doesn't happen to me. Hell no. Cancer doesn't happen to me. It just that shit happens to other people, right? Yeah, it happens to other human beings. I'm way better than that. Fuck that. Yeah, cancer happens to somebody else. Heart attacks and strokes, that happens to other kind of people. That doesn't happen to me. Are you serious? Yeah, until it happens to you or it happens to me. Huh. Yeah. All right, quick talk about fried chicken. Yeah, I went to Austin, Texas. They have a place called the Golden Chick. I liked it. It was a simple formula. It had simple flour, just salt and pepper. It wasn't KFC's Colonel's original 11 herbs and spices. It wasn't Popeye's Cajun spices from Louisiana. The Golden Chick is very plain, but it tastes good. It's crispy fried chicken. It's golden fried chicken. It's called the Golden Chick. I got a few baskets from there when I was in Austin. It's a simple formula. It's just flour and maybe a little buttermilk, and they just add some salt and pepper. So they don't have some outrageous recipe in there. KFC used to be better. I think it was bought out by. I think what happened to America, it got gutted out by globalist corporations. And so I think the quality of American products has gone down over the past 30, 40 years because of globalization, by NAFTA and Bill Clinton, and in 2001 admitting China, the Chinese Communists, to the World Trade Organization. I think America has plummeted in quality, in power, in strength, and definitely global corporations selling out most of grassroots American corporations has been a disaster for fast food, definitely. Fast food used to taste good. No, I'm not just an old curmudgeon who remembers the 1980s and 1990s. I really remember when I was younger that McDonald's tasted okay, even awesome. I remember when Dairy Queen tasted excellent. I remember when Long John Silver's tasted great. I remember when KFC tasted fucking awesome. And yes, KFC used to make wedge fries. Their potato wedges were so fucking good, they got rid of them. This globalist corporation by the Chinese globalist empire killed the greatness of the American experiment to such an extent that it is painful. Yes, take a time machine to the 1980s. Relive the majesty of the Chicken Club Wendy's sandwich. Enjoy the Chick-fil-A's in the mall. Go to the Dairy Queen and order yourself a steak basket with french fries and gravy. Go to the 1990s, take a time machine, and go get yourself some chicken soft tacos for 59 cents each. Try that for me. Get into your time machines and experience what American food and fast food used to be like. It used to be glorious. It used to be flavorful. It used to be immense. It used to be magnificent before it was overtaken by globalist, probably Chinese communist corporations. It was awesome. And since global capital took over, the Colonel's recipe hasn't tasted the same in years. Not because I'm getting old. Oh no, it's just awful. The KFC recipe of the past was amazing. The 11 original herbs and spices of the Kentucky Fried Chicken from the Colonel Sanders himself, Colonel Harlan Sanders, was fantastic. And you could buy the fried potato wedges. The famous, the infamous, what is infamous means like bad. Okay, the famous potato wedges, the uber famous. Okay, not infamous. Call it the potato wedges from KFC are so great. They're uber famous. They're not infamous. They're not even famous. They're uber famous. They're like beyond famous. And it disappeared. So America in decline not only has to see the value of the dollar shrink, but it has to witness the end of KFC potato wedges. America has to endure $37 trillion of debt, which has been accumulated over my lifetime at least for the last 40 years. But Americans have to endure the end of Long John Silver's. That's even worse fate. You have to, there's no more fish and chips and chicken and chips in America. I mean, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? No more hush puppies and tartar sauce and vinegar sauce. And I mean, what the fuck is this shit, man? All the fucking shit's closing down. I mean, it sucks. Donkey anus. Donkey dick and anus. Or the donkey dick inside the donkey's anus. This sucks worse than suck itself. What we have to beer is beer itself. Like Franklin Delano Roosevelt's Rosa-beer. What we have to be afraid of is fear itself. Get your ass out there, grow some balls. But society doesn't give a shit anymore. Oh yeah. Long John's is long gone. Taco Bell is taco hell. It fucking is nasty. I know I tried to eat the Taco Bell the other night. It's nasty. It sucked. We haven't been for like 2 years to Taco Bell. We were like, hey, let's create those, good feelings from the 1990s. We bought the shit and it fucking sucked dick. It fucking sucked ass. You know what? We won't be to Taco Bell until, I guess, we're almost in that cemetery that I was talking about. You drive by the rest haven, you drive by the cemeteries, you drive by the Veterans Memorial. See all those cemeteries. You see all those dead people in the cemetery every day. You're driving by all the cemeteries. You're like, that's going to be me one day. What cemetery am I going to go to? I don't know. It's whatever I can afford. Wouldn't you like to be able to afford what cemetery, what tomb you're going to get fucking burned to death in? Yeah, I'd like to choose that, honestly. Maybe my parents will leave me a plot, Maybe there'll be an extra hole for me to go die in. Yeah, I can't wait. Woo! Yeah. Does my mom and my stepdad have a few plots? Yeah, well, hook me up with the plot. And I'll be with there in your I'll have my skeleton and my corpse in there. We can all rot in the same fucking universe. Yeah. They'll dig up my shit. They'll be like, oh man, this guy likes big tit porn or something. They'll be like, oh, he like Taco Bell or something. They'll be like, oh, what an interesting guy. Not really. This dude liked Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Chick-fil-A. Oh. Chick-fil-A. I was in the San Jacinto. Chicken sandwiches. I smell the pickles and the juice. Chick-fil-A and those warm buns. Chick-fil-A. Get some Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in the 1980s. Chick-fil-A, yeah, in the 1980s at the San Jacinto Mall. Ooh, when I smell those chicken patties. Ooh. Yeah. Bye.